So in this one we will use for loop to check for palindrome. Now what's palindrome? Is when you can read a text backwards, like I, if you read it backwards, so spelled backwards, is the same as I. Or race car, when you read it backwards, it's race car. So this could be done in multiple ways, but first we will use for loop. Now because we've already done like reverse string, which you can check in the previous video, we can easily do palindrome, because in palindrome you basically have a string, then you have a reverse string, and you just compare them to see if they are the same, either true or false. Now let's do the function palindrome. Okay, we have a string. Now we said reverse string, we have a for loop, and what was interesting about reverse string was we have to start from end. So that was the first time, instead of saying like let I equals to 0, then according to I smaller than say string dot length I plus plus, we had to do a reverse operation, because if I show you like let me see if we have Figma, like if we have hello world and we want to know the indices of these strings, what we do is we create a loop which starts from 0 here, because this string at the position of 0 is just like an array had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now if we want to go from here to here, what we do is we go from string.length to 0. So string.length like is here. Let me make it like a different color. So we go from here, we say like I is equal to say D, which is string at the string.length minus 1. Then so long I is greater than, like, let me color this differently, 0, which is string at the position of 0, we go minus minus, not plus plus, because we go backwards, not forwards. So that's just an explanation for how we go. Now let I, we do not make a 0, as we said, we make it string.length minus 1, and so long I is greater or equal to 0, I minus minus, which is decrease. I don't explain because I already explained this in the previous video, but what we can do is we can say, we can like assign reversed, then here we say reversed equals to string in the position of I. Now it comes from the end on, like from the end of the string to the 0, and give us reversed like the opposite, gives the string the opposite. So now we have reversed and we have the string, which is string is the original, reverse should be the opposite of reverse. Now let's just console.log string, let me do string reversed as reversed. Okay, if we now like function palindrome, oh sorry, if we palindrome hello world, something like this, if we come here and String is hello world. Reversed is DL, which is DLR or W, like this. So we know we have reverse, we know we have the string. Now how to compare them? Well, to compare these two is very easy to say, like, if string is equal, now always do this type assertion because it checks for types. So if string is equal to a reverse, then it's a palindrome, say true. Else just return false. Now let's do it again, and this time let's assign a value, and console.log result, we should have false for hello world because it's not a palindrome, false. But if we do any other, like say I, it should be true. Now it's false. Why? If string is equal to reversed, return true, sorry. So if you do not return it, if you forget to return the function, what it does, it just moves, it just sees true and just moves to the next, which is false. It always returns false. We have to return something, and a function only returns one thing. So if this is true, it only returns this. However, if this is false, it will come and checks this. And if we do just like something like this and do it against false, well, let's check race car. This one is a bit more complex. Okay, true. Now, two things to learn here. First of all, you can actually just push this into a reversed function, like you can create a function reversed which takes a string and performs this action and return reverse. So you can use this function in different places, and it's just try, like, do not repeat yourself again and again, and keep your code clean. So what we can do, we can use palindrome, another function which takes a string. We can do const reversed equals to a reversed, let's name this a reverse string, so the names are not like confused. Reverse string, then we say if string is equal to reverse, then return true, otherwise return false. Now let's do it again and see if it's still true. It's true, and if we make one single A here, it's false. It still works. This is just to make your code like simpler, more drier, and also things that have a certain functionality should be kept apart, like this reverse string and this palindrome. Now palindrome can be done in another way, like this is the first way. However, we can do it easier, like second way. If you are not, like, you're in an interview and they did not ask you like to use for loop, you could as well just use an easier function. Palin takes a string and says like const reversed equals string dot split dot reverse dot join. So what does this do? Well, as we say, split makes an array of string, like, if we have the Figma file, so it makes this like into their own indices, like an array where you have an index here, here. And when we have array, we can easily reverse. So we can say like reverse So this becomes something like this. That's why we split it, then we reverse it, then we rejoin. When we rejoin something, we make it string again. So now if we console.log reversed and console.log string Palindrome DoorDash or something. So we have reversed DoorDash and we have the string. So what we can do easily, we say if reversed is equal to string, return true, else return false. And const palin my I, this should return false. Const result2 equals, let's do result2 and see what happens. So we have palin, plain is not defined. Okay, so it's palin. Okay, so we have false, false. I think we have a console.log here just to not get confused. We have false, but if we do race car, we have true. So this is two ways you can do palindrome. First using reverse string and for loop, second using splitting array, reversing it, join, like making an array out of text based on split, reversing the array, then rejoining it to a string and comparing the two. In both ways you have like this condition. That's how you determine the palindrome. But it's better to know both ways. Honestly, it helps you. It also makes your programming skills better. Thanks.